Assalamualaikum everyone. I am Ayman Asif, student of BS Zoology, and today I am going to explain a topic thin layer chromatography. These are the contents of this topic I am going to explain next in this video. Thin layer chromatography is also known as TLC and is one of the most simplest, easiest, fastest, and least expensive technique, and it is a form of liquid chromatography consists of two phases. One is mobile phase and the other is stationary phase. We define this technique. The technique in which compounds are separated on a thin layer of adsorbent material is called thin layer chromatography. Principle of thin layer chromatography. It is based on the principle of adsorption chromatography, where mixture components are separated between a fixed stationary phase and a liquid mobile phase. There are two conditions, one in which the components with more affinity towards stationary phase travel slower and the components with lesser affinity towards stationary phase travel faster. History. Mikhail Svet is the father of thin layer chromatography. In 1938, Lesmelev and Schreiber discovered the basic principle of thin layer chromatography, and in 1956, Stahl and De Moulin developed thin layer chromatography. Components of thin layer chromatography: TLC plates, TLC chambers, mobile phase, and filter paper. TLC plates are ready made. TLC chambers are used for development of TLC plates. Mobile phase is used for the proper development of TLC spots, and filter paper are used for a uniform rise in mobile phase over the length of stationary phase. Steps for thin layer chromatography. These are the 7 steps involved in the whole process of thin layer chromatography. First step is preparation of TLC plates and the second step is formation of slurry. स्लरी को हम TLC प्लेट के ऊपर कोट करते हैं. अब स्लरी की फॉर्मेशन किस तरह होती है? Slurry is made in water, contain acid, bases, buffers or complex agents, then add adsorbents such as silica gel with a small amount of inert binders like calcium sulfate. अब जो ये स्लरी है इसको TLC प्लेट के ऊपर कोट करने के डिफरेंट वेज हैं, जैसे कि बाय पाउडरिंग, बाय डिपिंग, बाय स्प्रेइंग, बाय स्प्रेडिंग. बेस्ट मेथड इज़ बाय स्प्रेडिंग. यूनिफॉर्मली पूरी स्लरी को प्लेट के ऊपर कोट करना पड़ता है ताकि कोई भी एयर बबल्स वगैरह ना हो. थर्ड स्टेप इज सिलेक्शन ऑफ मोबाइल फेस. Selection of solvent depends upon two factors. Number one is nature of solvent and number two is nature of adsorbent. Fourth step is application of sample. Sample is spotted 1.5 cm from lower edge by the use of micropipette or platinum loop. This distance may vary in different conditions. Fifth step is development of the chromatogram. Different chambers are used of different sizes to hold TLC plates. After some time, solvent moves in ascending order almost 10 to 12 cm. After this, plate is removed from the tank. Sixth step is location of compounds on chromatogram. Colored substances can easily detected, but colorless substances cannot be easily detected. Hence, different methods are used for their detection. As iodine chamber method, it gives dark brown colored spots, and UV chamber, it is used for fluorescent, aromatic, and non-aromatic compounds. It gives the dark spots against a light background. Seventh step is detection and estimation of spots. Two methods are used. One is photodensitometry and second is spectrophotometry. Retention factor or RF value. Behavior of a compound on TLC is usually described by RF value. If chromatographic conditions are constant, then RF value for a compound remains constant. What are these conditions? Solvent system, adsorbent, thickness of adsorbent, amount of material spotted, and temperature. Formula of RF value. Sample distance over solvent distance. This diagram shows that from the baseline to spot is the sample distance and from the baseline to solvent front is the solvent distance. Applications of thin layer chromatography. Separating the components like amino acids and nucleic acids, identify the isolated compounds and determine their purity, used for identification of food additives, used for analysis of urine, plasma serum and other biological compounds, used for analysis of pharmaceutical products like antibodies, used to identify dyes and insecticides, used in forensic sciences for detecting poisonous drugs in body fluid. Superiority of TLC over paper chromatography. The time taken for the development of chromatogram is much shorter for TLC as compared to paper chromatography. TLC plates can be dried at higher temperature without any risk, while in paper chromatography, extreme care can be required. The spots obtained on TLC are sharp and compact, while in paper chromatography, spots are usually diffused. The capacity of thin layer of adsorbent is higher than that of paper chromatography. Limitations of thin layer chromatography. It cannot tell the difference between enantiomers and some isomers. In order to identify specific compounds, the RF values for the compounds of interest must be known beforehand. TLC players do not have long stationary phases, therefore, the length of separation is limited compared to other chromatographic techniques.